This is a strawberry spinach that I planted. Technically, I could put another one probably in that pot, but I grew them from seedlings and I just transplanted it because they were really in need of transplanting. This I also grew from seed, and both of these seeds I got from my gardener. And this one actually is doing wonderful. I actually had to pick the blossoms off and I had to pick the berries off because it is a oh my goodness, I can't even say it. I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a Schwarzenberry blackberry. You cannot eat these when they're green. Oh, it'll make you sick. But I like to grow different types of raspberry, blueberries, strawberries. This is my little kiwi plant that I just got this year. And I just planted him in the ground pretty much the day before I planted those in the ground in these containers. Again, containers because I have dogs and they dig up, pee on, or eat everything. And this one here, the kiwi, I need to get him a little climbing thing. But he's doing good. I have new growth on him because I just planted him. And this is the new growth that I have here. And I think right here. The rest, you can see the leaves are getting like chewed. Here's some new leaves too. But you can see the old leaves. They were getting chewed on. That's why I released the ladybugs. Oh, and my rhubarb. Look. I put this over just in case because that's actually not good for the dogs to even try and eat those leaves. Leaves are not good to eat. They could get them sick. So this is my rhubarb. I planted it. And the little stem that came with it is right here. Like dead and withered. But I knew, hold on, it's going to come back. It was good. And sure enough, look at that. I was just here yesterday. I didn't even see that. But we had rain the other day. And it poured. It was raining when I was planting the elephant ear. Now this, I planted last year from seed. And it actually stayed here throughout the whole entire winter. In this black pot. And I think because it's in the black pot, it just like overwintered. Because it just stayed all winter. And I just kept an eye on it to see how it would do. And I'm like, please tell me this is not a weed. Sometimes you can't tell. I can't tell. And then I planted a bunch of seeds around it. Here's some more nasturtiums. And I did plant ranunculus. I'm saying it right, ranunculus. I hope that's the right one. Because I planted a couple different little bulbs in here. But I have a huge problem with squirrels digging everything up and messing everything up. Originally, this was for my raspberry. And the squirrels did something to I planted it. And the next day they came and they like dug it out and it broke. So right here is the little stump of where the raspberry was. And I came in and found it bent. But then I just kept it in there. I tried to baby it, see if the roots were still good. And there it goes. It sprouted a little something. You know, sometimes we think that the roots are dead, but, you know, just a little fish emulsion. You know, and, you know, just it grew. I just kept it there. And here's some more. I forgot what this is. I planted so many. I have everything. Actually, I have a journal that I write everything down. And I even draw little pictures and diagrams so I know what the container looks like. This I need to do a better job. This is my wisteria. A little tiny baby. Last year, a little sprig, little root. And look at this. It grew last year so good. And this year it's just puts on all this growth. But I got to go in there and like fix it. It really needs to get out of this pot. But until we get the gate for the dogs and keep their own area. And then I can fix up the yard that I want. So these are some seeds that I planted. But then I see this little guy. And I got to see what this little guy is right here. To me, everything starts to blend together and look the same, so I gotta always double check. But these, I know I planted like some viola seeds. I planted some bulbs in there. Not bulbs, just some pansy seeds, I forgot what the other seeds are. So I put a different mix, but this one here is a little odd. But I'm keeping in there to take a look at him, see what he is. And these are my ferns. I planted some ferns in some pots until I could get them in the ground. Again, waiting for those dogs. I have another fern. Wait a minute, what is that? Something's going through the thing. Is that my... Nope, I think that is a weed. Vicious weeds. But the fern, I see some little green life coming out. That's why I don't mess with things just because I don't see it. We think that things are going to grow at our timetable. No, just give it some time. Oh, I have this here just because it was getting... Just to protect it because of stupid squirrels. My daughter picked that out. So I put it in a fabric pot temporarily. So a lot of these pots are just temporarily until I get them in the ground. Okay, those terracotta pots are my herbs. All terracotta pots are pretty much my herbs. And this one is no growth on it yet. But what is that? That is a peony double pink. Yeah. So this is it. I'm just leaving it. This feels actually soft. I made an error when I made a potting mix. I put vermiculite. I think I put too much. So hold on to the water. So I have to be careful. Some of them I'm going to take out and, fix them. Here's Cosmo's doing good. I did cut that Cosmo back down so it could bush out. And I don't think it cared that I tried to trim it down. You can see the other two. That one just keeps growing. And these are Morning Glory Giant Moon. Let me see. Moonflower, Giant White. The leaves seem to get a little thing. I gotta check the instructions. This is my first time growing them. And here's some. This hosta hasn't grown yet. Oh wait, do I have some green? Yes, I do. I got some green right there and there. I reuse the pots that I get when I do buy stuff. Which actually I bought that. So that's probably where it came from. That's my clematis. It's doing good. I planted some ranunculus there at the base. I think it's ranunculus. I could be wrong. It could be those poppy flowers or something like that. Then there's my rose. Oh, beautiful roses. I can't wait. They're such gorgeous colors I got. I can't wait to do an update. This is another rose. So I have three roses here. I have one in the front, one on the side here, which I thought I lost, and it came back this year. And then I have the climbing rose, which I showed earlier. And these are more herbs. I just transplanted that the day of the rain because I had sprigs come up that I planted last year, and I had it in my greenhouse and finally took off. There's tarragon, which is going to get trimming so it could grow bushy. That's Russian tarragon, I believe. Wait. Yeah, Russian tarragon. Lily of the Valley, which there's a sprig right there and a sprig right there. I just leave them alone and let them do their thing. Let them come out of slumber when they need to come out of slumber. There's bouquet dill. Look at the ladybugs. I let them loose, and those ladybugs I've been seeing them all over my garden, eating all those aphids. He's been here for a little while. So there's a little ladybug. I did the same thing last year. My daughter got me ladybugs, and we let them loose. This is more of the rosemary from this, and then from that pot, because it actually came from over there. You can't even see it good. From this little thing right there. It was a hanging basket that I had that I just put over a pail. And just tried to grow them from seedlings, and it didn't grow. And it grew overwintered in the greenhouse, and it had the right conditions, and I finally got like 5 or 6, even more. So I'm giving them to some friends.